South Korea is the place where I was born and raised for 9 years. Most of my families and friends live in South Korea. Korea is a country that is noted for the beauty in its landscape. It is filled with beautiful nature. In the springtime of Korea, beautiful pink and white cherry blossoms start to usher. However, while cherry blossoms are a wonderful thing that blossoms during spring each year, there is also something that marks its arrival. It's the phenomenon of Hwangsa. Known more commonly as yellow dust by most of the foreign community, Hwangsa is basically inhalable particles that originate from the dry desert regions of northern China, Mongolia, and Kazakhstan, where high-speed surface winds and intense dust storms kick up dense clouds of fine, dry soil particles. The Taklamakan Desert and the Gobi Desert, as well as the Lewis Plateau, are the main sources. The yellow dust, Hwangsa, came from these regions to Korea for many generations. However, the storms, once thought to be exclusively a natural phenomenon, are now understood to be the result of rapid spread of overgrazing, deforestation, soil degradation, and desertification in Central Asia and parts of China. The yellow dust storms have been occurring with increasing frequency and with greater and greater negative effects. Sulfur, soot, ash, carbon monoxide, and other toxic pollutants, including heavy metals, often accompany the dust storms, as well as with viruses, bacteria, fungi, pesticides, and antibiotics, and etc. In sufficient concentration, the fine particles can obscure visibility, irritate soft tissues in the eyes, nose, mouth, and throat. Because of the high concentration of minerals and other pollutants, can cause or exacerbate respiratory and cardiovascular problems. Pink eye is a common side effect in both adults and children. Often people are advised to avoid or minimize outdoor activities depending on the severity of the storms. Although sand itself is not necessarily harmful to soil, due to sulfur emissions and the resulting acid rain, the storms also destroy farmland by degrading the soil. The dust storms also affect wildlife particularly hard, destroying crops and habitat. To tackle this problem, the governments of South Korea, China, Japan, and Mongolia launched a project in 2003 with several UN organizations and the Asian Development Bank to collect data on the yellow sandstorms and come up with countermeasures. But while South Korea and Japan are moving ahead with early warning networks, long-term solutions to reduce the intensity of the storms are expensive, time-consuming, and require close cooperation among the countries that are affected. Some technical and educational steps are being tried, such as reforestation, replanting of degraded land, and introducing water-saving and water management techniques to rural areas. Other measures, such as enforcing laws in China that prohibit land reclamation and reducing the number of smoke-belching factories in the region, require a combination of political and economic solutions that are much tougher to realize. It is hard trying to solve this issue, as many different countries are involved in it. However, if everyone is committed and dedicated to solving this environmental issue, we will someday be able to hold hands together and solve this issue.